Yet another reckless moment in Recklessville, USA. In historic Montgomery, Alabama, might I add. It's just my 7 cents, you know. Let me give it. Montgomery Police Chief Daryl Albert said the incident began when private boat owners would not move their boat from a place where the Harriet docks. Attempts were made by the captain of the Harriet for about 45 minutes. It took 45 minutes to get these Bammers to move. So they was on a PA system like, hey, move your boat. The private boat owners instead yelled obscenities back at the Harriet and refused to move their boat. On the day of the incident, 13 people were detained, questioned, and then released.
This is not indicative of our community at all, and I think people will view this as the actions of a few individuals and not characterize the entire community.
In that viral video, you see a group of men attacking a dock worker, and things escalated from there. Montgomery Police held a news conference today to give new details about their investigation and why they say this was an isolated event. Here's WSFA 12 News anchor Rosanna Smith.
Montgomery Police Chief Daryl Albert laid out the facts of what he says led to Saturday night's brawl.
It was quite disturbing.
Albert says the incident started because a private boat was blocking the dock reserved for the city-owned Harriet II riverboat, which was carrying 227 passengers.
The captain of the Harriet remained away from the dock for nearly 40 to 45 minutes as they attempted to contact the operators of the private boat via PA system. They were only responded to with obscene gestures, curse words, and taunting.
As a result, the co-captain of the Harriet boarded a smaller vessel and went to the dock in an attempt to resolve the situation. But that's when the violence started.
Several members of the Harriet II came to Mr. Pickett's defense, engaging in what we all have seen since on social media. We're going to go where this investigation leads us. No one's off limits. We'll interview as many as we need.
Mayor Stephen Reed says this incident is not indicative of Montgomery as a city.
Well, I think it's important for us to address this as an isolated incident, one that was avoidable, and one that was brought on by individuals who chose the wrong path of action.
As the crew member appears to untie the pontoon boat's rope, a man runs up to confront him. While it's unknown exactly what was being said between the two, body language clearly indicated an escalation before others also ran to the boat to confront the crew member. Approximately 3 minutes after the confrontation began, an unidentified man ran up and shoved the crew member, at which point the physical altercation between multiple people began. Other videos showed people being punched, shoved, kicked, and at least one person was knocked off the pier and into the water. A WSFA 12 News crew responded to the scene and found multiple police units who had placed several people in handcuffs.
Tonight, a fifth arrest in that viral Montgomery riverfront brawl. Reggie Ray is now charged with disorderly conduct following the fight. The 4 other people you see on your screen here turned themselves in earlier this week.
Well, the click grabs from other content creators on IG and YouTube went in on this one. I'm checking the pulse of society now. Where we at with it now, y'all? Where we at with it now, though? Folks that are so-called conscious in the intellect realm double down on the fight. They rejoice, pop champagne as if the black delegation won. Well, hey, you think about it, they kind of did. They kicked those folks' ass, man. Definitely warranted. Definitely warranted. But the rah-rah, sis, boom, bah from you so-called B1s, Pan-Africans, and FBAs, whatever the fuck you call yourselves these days, wowzers. Hey, you clowns even took polls on the melee. Sheesh. Wow. How was that for research and statistics? Like what? What do you plan to do with the findings reported to Pew Research from your channel? Who are you? God. Hey, I get it though. I get it though, black delegation. I get it. Trust me, I do. We're angry. A lot of us had to deal with a racial moment here and there. I get it. What can we do to channel that anger though? For the good though. I would say, for one, we can unite. You would say, we already did that. We did it to beat the white delegation's ass. Yes, I get that. We truly did. I get that. But okay, so what do we as a united front stand to benefit from this said victory? Perhaps reparations? We're never gonna get that, you would say. Meanwhile, we got food deserts. You know they still exist out here. You got violence in your hood. Ain't getting no better. And in fact, it's elevated. Lost your right to choose. You got inflation, unemployment, and companies are cashing out. They shutting down and not paying pensions. But we won this fight though. We won this fight though. What can we learn from this situation though? The continued brawling gets us nowhere. Although again, those folks very much deserved it. They definitely deserved it. Black delegation. We've shown countless times our potential to unify as one. And we got Bammers in our own delegation swindle, dripping, pipping their own people for bread and going bankrupt, and the so-called black financial advisor co-signs and donate to this said Bama, which in turn, because we're a follow culture and we love that sucker symbolism, we gave blindly in the name of sucker symbolism, but not a word on that though. Donated to another Bama for an all-black school for 10 plus years, and no school to this day. To this day. To this day. To this day. Not one word though. What we call them? Glee glop and the fluky dude. See, this is why I've grown out of interest of you black power, black first fanatics and armchair activists who do nothing but call out supposed coons without solutions to anything. Cause y'all claim king and queen know-it-alls. But if you gonna know it all, know it all.